Hey. So, okay, I'm back. And I'm back with Taurus moon and Gemini moon compatibility. Okay? So wow. What do I say about this? As far as moon signs go, I'm listen, I'm not saying that it's impossible to maintain this compatibility with someone, especially a lover. But I do believe that it really would depend on other signs and placements in the synastry chart. Now, I will have to say this, since the Gemini and Taurus Gemini are neighboring signs in the zodiac, there is some sort of friendship quality that can develop here. Like, I feel like, when things are just set aside, differences are set aside and everything, these two can definitely have a sort of understanding for each other. But, okay, and enough similarities and enough differences to just excuse each other's behavior, because it's like, really and truly, neither one of them are in the other one's way. They really are not. But I will say this: Taurus is going to want to have something consistent going on, is going to want to know that their partner is dependable, is going to want to know everything up front. Okay. It's, with Taurus moon is going to be like, hey, are we together? Are we are we friends? Are we working on something? Like, what is going on here? Okay. And they're not going to necessarily be emotional about it. It's going to be all about what's following is all about, well, what are we doing? Like, what is actually taking place? Okay. Anything other than that, Taurus moon is like, Okay. So I'm not saying that Taurus moon don't feel, but Taurus moon is, out of all the other moon signs, Taurus moon is the least movable. Simply, Scorpio moon can be just as immovable. Capricorn moon, I would say Capricorn moon is another one that's like immovable. But what I'm saying is that Taurus moons don't really feel like they have a reason to move, because they're just like, dang, like I'm complacent, I'm comfortable. It is like, what you see is what you get. Okay, regardless of what the sun sign is. Like, the sun sign could be doing something totally different, but what ends up happening is when you get in an intimate relationship or a personal relationship with the Taurus moon is like, dang, what you see is what you get. So it's going to be very direct with that. It's going to expect the person that is dealing with to follow suit. Okay. Don't be, very simple to the point. Don't be doing all this extra stuff. Okay. You know where to find me. I'm at my house chilling. I'm at the gym. Let's go to a restaurant. Let's go hang out at the movies. Whatever. Let's be at home on the couch. Yeah, we can go out or whatever, enjoy ourselves, but let's come back home. Buy me a gift or two. Get you one. Let's have conversation. But what ends up happening is it comes a time when, because Taurus moon can definitely be intellectual. Okay. But in a very simple way. Because like, once you start, it's like a direct, simple way. It's like, once you start throwing all this other stuff in, and then you're serving all these emotions and you trying to do all this extra stuff, Taurus moon ain't feeling it. Okay. So Gemini moon. But at the same time, let's go back. Taurus moon may not be feeling it, but Taurus moon is kind of like, okay, but at the same time, I'm trying to like this person. I'm in love with this person. I want this to work. So I'm just going to kind of like overlook some stuff that this person is doing. I'm going to really try to stick in it anyways. Flip the script. Gemini moon. Gemini moon is definitely an intellectual moon. Gemini moon, regardless of what its sun sign is or whatever, it'll try to like think away its emotions. It'll spend time trying to rationalize the way that it feels, which can be confusing to Taurus moon. Off top. Now, even with that being said, Gemini moon can be very detached from his feelings as well. Taurus moon ain't necessarily detached from its feelings. Taurus moon is just like, okay, well, shoot, these are my feelings. It is what it is. Like, we don't have to make this difficult. I'm going to feel the way I do until I don't need to anymore. Gemini moon is like, oh, I don't want to be near these feelings. And what ends up happening is in a relationship, okay, a close, personal, intimate one, Gemini wants to talk. Gemini wants to communicate. Gemini wants to be friends. Gemini wants to have these other friends. Gemini wants to be flexible. Gemini wants to be all over the place. Gemini wants to just do what it does. Gemini don't want to be told what to do. Gemini want to be detached. And Taurus is over here, simple Betty. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. I don't like the way Gemini moon is moving. You get that? I don't like the way Gemini moon is moving. Like, I'm seeing you talking to me, but you're interacting with these other people. You're seeming like you're being insensitive. You're not following through. I don't know what is going on here. Although, flip side, Gemini moon could be very sensitive. Because you got to understand that the Gemini energy, too, a lot of times could be one that could be very sensitive, but at the same time, could be very direct when communicating and when dealing with others. Okay. Not direct like Taurus direct. Taurus moon direct is more like, okay, this is what it is. This is who I am. This is what I'm doing. Blase, blase. This is where we're going. Gemini moon direct could be, like, I'm just doing what I want to do. Now, Gemini moon could think for their partner, and they could be very thoughtful when dealing with their partner or someone that, that they have this, that they have some type of synastry with or some type of compatibility with, or they, they're intimate with, whatever. They could be very thoughtful, and I know that is what Taurus can appreciate about Gemini moon. But Taurus is going to want to come home at the end of the day, and just chill and just relax. Taurus gives their partner, the Gemini moon, freedom to kind of like go and, and hang out, do as they please, hang out with your friends, yeah, whatever, But at the same time, it gets to a point to where Taurus moon starts to feel like, well, shoot, I want some company. Or like, well, who are these friends? Like, who are all these people that you're doing these things for? And you need to be around, and it's like, why are you so inconsistent? Like, we got plans and you dropping the plans that you made for me or with me to go do whatever, God knows what, and bottom line, Taurus moon, although enjoys conversation, especially depending on the sun sign, Taurus moon is going to want to shut that down and just be sometimes. Like, let me look at my TV shows. Gemini moon will want to lecture or like have this conversation and have this talk. That Taurus moon is like, okay, yeah, okay, I get it. And then Gemini moon starts to see Taurus moon as just like simple. Like, okay, yeah, this person is very simple-minded. And they start to feel like Taurus moon is being stubborn for no reason. They don't understand the fact that they got to help other people. They don't understand the fact that the needs of their family and what they're dedicated to already. And they feel like Taurus moon is intolerable. So these two, Taurus moon finds like Gemini moon is like, okay, he's getting on my nerves. Because it's like, dude, I didn't ask you for none of your advice. I didn't ask you for no information like that. Like, I'm not trying to hear that right now. And then Gemini moon is starting to feel like, okay, Taurus moon's a little bit inflexible. It seems like Taurus moon is about themselves and what they want. And eventually, okay, Taurus moon, as much as they would like to stick in something, will find that they will feel like Gemini moon is too inconsistent and does not value their relationship. Because they're like, well, if you did, you will some type of way prioritize what my situation, what we got going on. Because Taurus moon is going to test Gemini moon and see like, okay, let's see where your loyalty lies. And it depends on what sun sign. I feel like that Gemini moon is, whether they pass or fail that test of Taurus. I think a Scorpio sun could definitely pass that test. Possibly even a Taurus sun could definitely pass that test. Maybe even Capricorn. Possibly Virgo. But, no, I'm just trying to give you some variations here. But that is going to be the bottom line. And I feel like with Gemini moon is like, I want my freedom. But at the same time, we'll end up missing Taurus moon's energy when it's gone, or if it's gone, because Gemini's moon is used to talking their way back into stuff, so it's no big deal. It's like talking their way back into people, coercing people, and that may work with Taurus moon maybe once or twice, but after that, I don't know. Taurus moon is going to give Gemini moon a hard time before they cross the line before it's something again. It just depends. It really just depends. But I fear that maybe romantically these two could be good friends, possibly have that friendship vibe, but I don't know how they will do romantically. I'm not saying that they cannot, because really I think that the thing about it is they don't really have to interact with each other. They don't really have to necessarily cross each other's paths or interfere with each other. But at the same time, that the positive aspect to that is also the negative aspect to that, because it's like once you go to a personal relationship, you do want to cross paths. You do want to, connect with each other on that level. But this has been Taurus moon and Gemini moon compatibility, synastry, how you want to put it. I'm Butterflies Light. I'll be back.